So anyway, back to my sordid tale of family betrayal and secrets and deceit and all this crap. Okay? Just to give you some idea of how Marion twists things around to her own benefit. You know? Declares as fraud legitimate charges my mom makes with her own credit cards. You know, and, declares it as fraud to make it look like I'd stolen my mom's credit cards. Otherwise, how could she? How can she declare as fraud legitimate charges my mother had made on her own credit card? She can't do that, you know. My mom walked to the store with me, but whatever. To give you some idea, everything that happened in, 2009, whatever, I had made it back to Los Angeles, and out of the goodness of their hearts, Donald had acquiesced to his mother's wishes, and they had not put me in a shelter. They forced me to go in a shelter. They'd let me stay there. I went on welfare, so I was definitely contributing, I wasn't living there for free. I was contributing food. And I also, had my cash, my welfare cash, and I was sleeping on their couch, it wasn't my home. They could throw me out whenever they wanted, yada, whatever, Donald threatened everything. But anyway, in 2010, February of 2010, I discovered Twitter. I also discovered, I thought, that this was February. Chad Kroger had a Twitter. It had his picture, and the things that were posted, sounded like they were him posting them. I mean, it sounded exactly like I would think of him as being, And he talked about sarcastically about the wifey, and he talked about meeting the hottie with the $1 million. I mean, it just sounded exactly like him. So-and-so would go on, different people go on to claim Chad Kroger doesn't believe in Twitter. Chad Kroger never had a Twitter page. Well, whatever. It was him, or it was someone pretending to be him, and they talked about it sounded just like something he would do. He's smart, he's witty, and it had his picture. Okay, so as far as I knew, it was him. But in any case, I had Twitter, and I was talking about all this crap out on Twitter. And I, of course, am going to badmouth my family like I've been doing from, treat me like shit. I'm going to badmouth you out in cyberspace, okay? In 2010, my mama, Marion, had got my mom sectioned yet again, and had my mother, if they had realized she had her cell phone with her, because they didn't, obviously, the police dragged her out of here, I would have never heard from my mom. Her phone would have been, disconnected, because later when I tried to call that number, it was disconnected. Marion did it immediately. Marion's plan was for me to not only not be able to reach my mom, who I'd never not known, and vice versa, where she was, and her vice versa, for my entire life, okay? I would have not been able to reach her. I would have called and got disconnected. I wouldn't have known where she was. I wouldn't have known if she was alive or dead. That is what Marion does with that fucking power she has over my mom, okay? Because she also, as I found out, healthcare proxy. She waved the power of attorney around that she got in an unethical manner years and years and years ago, and my mom didn't even know what she was signing, and that automatically gives her a healthcare proxy as well. Makes me shit in the eyes of the law. I found that out because of the fucking HIPAA law, okay? Okay? Marianne had this all planned. I mean, after she actually hid my mom's whereabouts from me. Hid my mom's whereabouts from me and disconnected my mom's phone immediately. So when my mom, but little did Marion know, because that my mom had taken her cell phone with her to the hospital where the police had taken her, and they didn't know that she had her cell phone. She had snuck it with her. I'm not saying she wasn't sick. This is not about my mom being sick or not being sick. I mean, she's been determined to be sick, okay? The courts put her on mandatory shots when I was like 16 or something, okay? She has been determined to be sick. This isn't about that. This is about Marion's utter control of my mom that is just, and it's just accepted in our family as what is, okay? And by my mom too, because as my friend, my longtime brilliant friend who's not a lawyer, but, you know, he's like, this isn't even about your mom's mental illness, Laura. It's about her fear, and she knows which side her bread is buttered on. That's the thing with my mom. She knows I'm going to love her no matter what. I love my mother, but she can't see the same. She doesn't feel deep down that way about her sister. She's always been the mentally ill one. She wants to be the good sister and not question anything and accept that her half-sister has all this power over her and not question it, you know? And that's why my good, brilliant, long-time friend, who, by the way, when I've called him brilliant in the past, and called Donald, my ex, you know, brilliant, and I don't throw that term around lightly, okay? I slept and fucked and played with enough idiots, you know. My ex, my abusive ex, and my one before that, the musician, brilliant. Brilliant, okay? But when I called him brilliant, you know, years ago, we're still friends. This is a long time ago, a long time we've been friends. He says, when I'm calling him brilliant, calling Donald brilliant, he's like, don't sell yourself short, Laura, you know? That's nice. Anyway, back to my sordid tale. My mom's going to be home any minute. She's about to take doggy home for walkie-walkie, because obviously I can't do that. I had to take a shower. I didn't take a shower in a week. I hadn't taken a regular shower, let alone wash my hair, you know? I hadn't taken a regular shower in almost a week, let alone washed my hair. You know, I washed my hair. It's not a big deal, but I hadn't even taken a shower, but whatever. Back to that. Marion just waves around that power of attorney like the Holy Grail. Everyone... But I'm not out of my mom's life. I've never been out of my mom's life. My mom, if she knew better, would never... People who know better, who have children, do not give anybody durable power of attorney over them unless they really, really trust that person, okay? This is all not kosher, baby, okay? She hid my mom's whereabouts from me, okay? Hid my mom's whereabouts from me. And when I called my mama's phone, my mom only had a cell phone, it was disconnected. It was whatever. But imagine if my mom had not called me from that hospital. The police slippers. The police. I got into a fight with Marion today. The police came. They wouldn't even let me get dressed. I'm at blah, blah, blah hospital. Please help me. Please come and get me. I don't want to go through this anymore. Please. I wrote it all down. It was on the answer machine. I wrote it all down. I have it somewhere. Just like I have the 3-page nasty letter that Marion sent to Hope. Addressed it to Hope. It was only a letter to me. It wasn't anything mentioned, didn't say anything to Hope. It was addressed to me. She addressed it. It was addressed to Hope, sent to me because Marion found out I was out on Twitter. Unfortunately, Marion found that out and sent that letter that we're going to talk about in the next video, but because we're talking about how Marion twists stuff around, and I believe I do have that letter. I know I have the letter somewhere and everything. I have a whole storage unit that's unfortunately right down the street from Donald and Hope, and someday I need to go and get all that stuff, pack it all up, and have it near me, you know, not necessarily in this house, there's no room for it, but, you know, in a storage unit around here, or not there, right down the street from them, and I'm afraid to go, and I have the money. I could fly there tomorrow if I wanted to. I'm not gonna, but I could. All by myself. Just fly there and take care of all this. But I'm afraid to, and even my shelter caseworker, she told me, you know, you should, if you're gonna do that, you should do it before the restraining order runs out. I'm like, yeah, but that's soon. You know? I don't like living in fear like that, but I am afraid, you know? I would not stay very long. I'd be in and out of there, taking taxis around. I have money, remember. Couldn't even do that if I didn't have money. I'd just have to continue paying the $35 a month. It's not that I can't indefinitely pay the $35 a month. It's like I want the stuff. I want it. I want all my poetry and my journals, and I want them safe, and I don't want them 10 minutes or 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, down the road from a place where I nearly died more than once. Could have died. I still, whatever. Could have died. Oh, Mama's home.